Our focus today is to learn how to recognize the characters. Let's start with this, 这. In traditional and simplify, both contains the radical 错步, which means go. It looks like someone's traveling, that's why it means go. In traditional, on the right side of 这, this part is speech. It's on the right side, speech. How do we know it's speech? You can probably already see the mouth radical here. In the simplified version of the character on the right side, it probably looked familiar. It's one language. Remember? How do you say the Chinese language? 中文, the English language. 英文. We can also combine 这 with characters like 个. 个 in traditional is written like this. 个. Or 理. So what happens when we combine 这 with 个? It becomes 这个, this one. 这里是什么呢？是的 it means here. 下一个 that 是那。那呢，它的意思是 that 的意思。那跟它很 similar 的字是哪。哪的意思是 which 和 where。哪三声 third tone 有 mouth radical， 那没有 mouth radical， 是吗？那和哪都有这个是 same， they're the same。 那他们是什么意思呢？对，这个 radical 它的意思是 city， and they appear on the right side of the character. Some students think that the left side of the character, or the middle for 那, looks like the character 月, which means the moon. But is it 月？不是哦，不是月。When you write this character, this part of character, be sure that you are doing it like this. Follow this stroke order. Try to write one time on your 笔记本. It goes like this, and this. Now the last stroke, you don't want to start here. Alright, you want to instead start here from the middle, so it's split down from the middle like this. Okay, if you're able to follow my stroke order and do it like this, split it down the middle, you got it right. Okay, so make sure that there are some lines sticking out on the left as a result. In previous slide, we talked about how na by itself means which and where. It also means where when you add 里 after na, as in 哪里, 哪里. Li by itself means inside. Now if you are doing traditional character, on the left side, this is clothing. This radical means clothing. And the simplified version of a character would be omitting this left side in the traditional character. Another way to say inside is to add the word 面 after 里. 里面, 里面. The opposite of 里面 would be 外面, 外面, 外面. Now let's take a closer look at the character Y. On the left side of the character Y, this is how you write a sun, right? But imagine the sun is setting. And then it's going down. So it turns out to be looking like this. Setting sun. And the right side of the character means fortune telling. So this is radical that indicates telling fortune. So to remember this character, you can think about, hey, the setting sun. It's a natural phenomenon. It's outside of our human ability, right? It's a natural phenomenon. And also you can think, hey, we cannot control our future by doing fortune telling because it's something outside of our control. So try to link what the character looks like with its meaning. It's easier for you to remember. This opposing pair here is 前面后面前面后面 I hope you still remember. Let's take a look if we can find something that looks familiar in the word 前. So in the word 前, I would say there are 3 parts to this character. Right? 3 parts. So there's top part, the left part, and the right part. Now the left part looks like what? It looks like the moon, right? Yeah. And on the right side, this is a radical, actually. And this radical means knife. Knife. And it looks like a knife. If you look at it very carefully, it looks like it's a pizza cutter, right? With the blades here, the handle up here. Okay. So how do you associate this with the meaning of 前? Well, something, just a little story just to help you remember. The moon is running in front of the knife. Okay, I hope that helps. Now, 后面 back, I want to explain the simplify. The simplify 后 actually also means queen. You know how queens always wear a long gown in Disney movie and cartoons? Yeah, so imagine this is a long gown that the queen wears. And she wears it on her back. Exactly. That's so try to associate the image and the meaning together. For traditional character, Ho has a very significant radical. And this radical is 2 persons. Radical. So we know one standing person look like this, right? That's standing person radical. Now when it's 2 people or 2 persons, it's like this. We have learned quite a few words with this same radical, 2 people radical. For example, 很, very, 很好, right? 很. Just a little tip if you're learning how to write the traditional 后. There are actually 3 parts to the character. So there are 3 different separate structures in there. You want to remember separately and also put them together. All right? Just a little tip. Now for 上面还有下面 we know the meaning very well now. To remember 上 and 下, what they mean, if this is a horizontal line, a line goes up and you have an arrow pointing at it, of course that means 上. Now, if this is a horizontal line and the line's going down and if I have an arrow pointing at it, of course it means down, 下. I hope you can get it this time by looking at this explanation, horizontal line, up, arrow, horizontal line, down, arrow. Alright? 最后一个 slide, last slide, 我们看到了有，还有，没有，有。Let's look at the familiar structure inside 有. Yeah, it looks like I see the moon again. There's moon everywhere. 对. It looks like the moon we've learned, right? 有. It means to have. I don't really know how to associate the look of this character, Yo, with its meaning, but another way to remember what a character looked like is, I know some of you don't like it, is to write it just several times, okay? And see it and recognize it every time you call it out when you see one. Now for 还有, yeah, did you see something that we just talked about earlier in the first slide? Yes, did you see this? What's this radical? Yeah, there's a goal. It's the person walking, remember? And there's one other thing you probably noticed already in the simplify character. Yes, on the right part of the character, 这是什么？这是不是什么？ No 的意思，对，很好。And if you're doing traditional, you probably also see something very familiar. What's on top of this? What does it look like? Yes, it looks like the number 4, 4, right? And underneath number 4, you get to see, oh, another number, 1. Okay, and what's under 1? You see a mouth. And if you can see this much, you probably already know what this character is, right? Now, writing this character down several times also helps you remember the character better. Alright, so if you want, practice writing 1 or 2 times right now and pause the video. Last phrase, 没有. You probably saw something very familiar. Oh, there's always 3 dots on the left side, and you probably saw it somewhere. Right. So what does this 3 dots mean? They're a very important radical. In Mandarin Chinese, they mean water. Water. And there are 2 more parts to this character. So you can either look at the right side as a whole part of the character, or you can split them in 2. So this is how you do it when you split them in 2. This is the top part and the bottom part. Alright, it's the same for traditional character. Alright? And how do you associate 没 with what you see and with its meaning? Well, what I would try to remember first is the water radical. Alright? And then I'll try to remember by saying, hey, this looks like 几, okay, in simplified 几. But that doesn't always work, right? And this one here looks like a big cross. Someone say, no, there's no, right? A cross. Cross, X means no. I hope that helps. That'll be all for this video.